Welcome Aries to your in-depth weekly forecast for week commencing the 22nd of July for the Ascendant, the Sun or the Moon. Your ruler is Mars, and Mars has made its way into the sign of Gemini, which is a very fluid sign. It's flexible, it's mutable, it's about ideas, but it can also be about physicality. If you have been feeling that your life has become rather too sedentary, the next 6 weeks offers a glorious opportunity to be much more active, particularly as Mars forges an instant brilliant angle to Pluto in the part of your situation to do with your connection to others. So if you wanted to get together with other people in a walking or running club or group, go swimming or cycling, this is your chance to really spark the whole process. But of course the Sun is very, very important to us all. It's the core of our existence, and it also rules the second decan of your zodiac sign. So you have an affinity for the Sun. The Sun is also exalted in your sign too, and that moves later on Monday into the sign of Leo. It rules this sign, but this for you gives you another ignition point. It's linking back to Mars. So through this week, but peaking on Friday, this can really give you an even greater sense of determination, of drive, passion, but also movement forwards. It's just that the Sun is going to be in an opposition with Pluto. That peaks on Tuesday. That can create some politics, to be honest, particularly if you're wanting to break out and do something more for yourself, perhaps in a close relationship, a partner or your kids, or even your parents might not appreciate your desire to be a little bit more creative or free and easy in terms of your own particular role. But equally, as this week begins, Uranus, the planet which has been causing a lot of electric tension for you around your sector of resources, right from March 2019 full time, that's clashing with Mercury. That goes on pretty well to Thursday. If you are someone who's really picking up momentum on something that you really feel inspired about, the chances are that can give you that extra slice of self-confidence and conviction to go forwards with it. But if that requires some kind of cash or financial input, just make sure you really evaluate all the details. You're going to get an opportunity to do that on Thursday when Mercury, the planet of thought and talk, moves into the sign of Virgo, which is very much about precision. So if you do need to drill down into the details, that switch will certainly help. But this is a week which is very much about big energy, being more dramatic. And if you feel that your social situation, for example, has been a little muted over the last 5 weeks, which wouldn't be an entire surprise because there's been a lot of focus on your home, emotional and family life. What you may want to achieve this week is just a more lively, interactive time. And if you can get together with other jolly, energized people, you're definitely going to be making the most of the opportunity. But on Friday, Chiron, the wounded healer, very much to do with where we can shine in terms of what we give to others, but very often where we feel we don't get much back. That goes into its annual retrograde through to the 29th of December. Now, it's starting that journey at 23 degrees and it goes back to 19. If you have got a planet or player in your natal chart from around about 25 degrees Aries through to about 16 degrees Aries, it can be affected by this particular event. And it may ask you in some ways to rethink some part of your approach. But the week comes to a close with a quarter moon in the sign of Taurus. And again, that more impulsive energy can come up, but also it could give you just that little bit of a push to be more speculative. And sometimes we do have to try something in order to gain a reward. Maybe it is sending that text message to someone that you really like. It may take a little bit of Dutch courage, but once you've done it, it could give you a nefarious thrill, but particularly if it's received positively. But of course, there's no guarantee in any relationship that people want to align with us, but sometimes we have to speculate to accumulate. So that quarter moon could bring that energy to the fore. But the one thing I think we can guarantee for this week, particularly after all the draining energy that Saturn has been applying to your situation over the last 15 months, and the more tender energy that's been generated with the sun's passage through Cancer, you're going to feel much more outgoing and much more on form. You're at your best, Aries, when you're more spontaneous, when you listen to your instincts and just go for it. You're bold. Let other people do the navel gazing. This is your time, seize it, but just be aware that someone may see something very differently to you. It's been great being with you, but if you would like to have a one-to-one with me, a personal consultation, please check out my testimonials below. I don't edit these, I share them as is. Discover what other people have found working with me. If you would like to become a patron from $3 a month, I upload a lot of extra information. If you are already a Patreon, thank you so much for all your support. And if you would like to ascend beyond this zodiac forecast and embrace the power of more serious astrology, if you give me 3 pieces of personal birth data of time, date and place, or date and place if you don't know your time, I can produce for you your life roadmap report. This will give you searing insights to the patterns that are played out in your life so far, but a much more intimate understanding of how to work with those energies future forwards. In my special package of 30% off, you can also get your 12 months transits. That's the moving planets in the sky interacting with your totally unique blueprint. Also, if you know your tropical astrology, but you'd like to discover your draconic astrology based on your soul, your karmic charts, please see below for that too. The same package can be very, very different to your natal chart, but very much an eye-opener. Have a great week. Thank you for joining me, and goodbye.